Alright, man. Alright, I ain't scared, man. I'ma do it. I'ma do it. If you don't push that blade, we gonna push it on you. Alright, man. Coming up next, I'm giving y'all this prison story about the first time I had to push that blade on somebody. Stay tuned to the Jersey Street Corner Prison Talk Show.
I be telling stories about the pushers and the traffickers, trying to keep the YNs away from the bandits. Don't eat the honey bun, don't drink the coke, don't become another victim or the butt of a joke. Don't close both eyes when you sleep or get choked. When you go to the mess hall, sit with your team, cause if you sit with some punk boy, you can get seen. Then you can...
Man, you shouldn't have went in my locker. You shouldn't have went in my locker. I wouldn't have to do this to you. Now I got to do it. I got to do it now. Come on, man. Come on. Let's just talk it out, man. Let's just talk it out. I was just messing around, man. I was hung. Get out. Shut up. What up, what up, what up? We are back. Who am I? Jersey Street Corner, and this is the Prison Talk Show, people. So let's get into it. Now, today, I'm going to take it easy on y'all. We're not going to talk about predators. We're not going to talk about bandits. Today, we're going to talk about some real shit. I know how y'all love that real shit. Y'all love it messy, and y'all love it real. So I'm fitting to get y'all both. Stay tuned, people. Stay tuned. We about to get into it. Now, before we get into it, people, there are many things about prison that I'm sure none of y'all know. Now, for instance, tell me, people, get in the comment box. Do you remember the first time you had to push that blade on somebody? And I don't mean slicing somebody. I'm talking about push that blade in them. Yeah, a whole blade with the intention to hurt that person. Now, I'm guessing most of y'all can't remember the first time y'all did that because you never did it before. So before y'all get crazy in the comments and start talking all that cap and this and that, don't fix your lips to say corner capping until you push that blade. Because guess what, people? I have pushed that blade many times. Now, the first time I had to push that blade, I didn't want to. I never did it before, and the most I had ever done was slice somebody with a razor or something. You know what I mean? And that was extreme to me. But when I got to prison, people, they told me there is only one way to get your get back, especially if they bigger than you. Now, prison is kind of like the streets. You don't get no points for beating somebody up that everybody know you could beat. So what I'm saying is, if you a little dude and you small and you ain't got no size and no weight to you, and I whoop your ass, I don't get any points for that. As a matter of fact, somebody bigger than me might want to chip me up for taking advantage of you. That's the way things happen in prison. It's a tit for tat type of deal. So people, you can't just walk around the prison and do whatever you want to unless you really got that juice, unless you really the big homie in one of the sets and you controlling a pod or a tier. If you ain't a pod boss, you have to answer to somebody. Now, one thing in prison, y'all, that's universal. Nobody likes a thief. When a thief is found and outed, the prison justice gets administered swiftly. And now you're going to have everybody in the pod on your side. If you know for a fact somebody stole your stuff, you got to fight. But sometimes people fighting ain't going to handle the problem. Like I said, if you a small guy and you know a big dude done went in your locker and took your stuff, you have no choice but to push that blade. And if you scared to push that blade, if you hesitate, that can mean the difference in your bid being a living hell or a cakewalk. Now, When I say a cakewalk, prison is not easy. But you will have a better time in prison as long as you man up for yourself. You got to defend yourself at all times. Defend your person and defend what you believe in. Don't let nobody change your mind and tell you to do something differently than the way you already do it. Because once people see that you could be manipulated, they will punk you left and right, people. Now, this story I'm going to tell y'all today is about myself. And I admit, the first time somebody gave me a blade and told me I had to push it or else, I looked at them like they was crazy. I didn't even know what they meant. I'm looking at the blade like it looked kind of dull on the sides. How I'm supposed to slice somebody with that? Joker snatched it from me and said, "You don't slice nobody with this shit, man. You gotta poke. You gotta poke him with it. You gotta know how to hold it." So that's where I got my training, working with knives and blades. So when you gotta hold it to fight, you gotta hold it downwards, blade down. So that way you got full motion of your hands. When you throwing them hands, that blade is always pointed out away from your face and your body. Your main objective is to swing and bring it back. Swing and bring it back. However you want to do it. But you gotta hit them with that blade and bring it back. Now that means you gotta have a super tight grip on that blade. A lot of times what we did, people, we would put the knife in our hand and we would tie it to our hand with strips of, the sheets. We rip the sheets into shreds. And that's how you get string to fish and everything else. But we would take that same string and tie the knife handle to our hand. That way, don't matter what, even if we get punched in the face or whatever the case is, that blade still gonna be in our hand for us to defend ourselves with. Now, you can wild out and have two of them in the hand if you want to, and that's even more dangerous. Somebody gonna get hurt. But it's all a part of prison. And if you decide you want to fight, there are no rules, people. I've seen many people get unalived in prison cells. Fighting in prison cells are one of the number one ways to lose your life. Because if you get hit hard enough and lose consciousness, you going down and you going down hard. And ain't nobody gonna stop your fall. You're gonna hit your head on the concrete, or even worse, the edge of the bed, which I've seen that happen before. Boom! Crack your head on the corner of that bed. It's a wrap for you. I've seen people leave the prison brain dead from being hit too hard. I've seen people get their head rammed into a concrete wall in a fight that they couldn't control. So, listen to me when I tell you, YNs, if you're not on your way to prison, stay free. Don't do anything to jeopardize your freedom. But if you are on your way to prison, you better pick up some training now. Learn how to fight, learn how to hold a knife, and learn how to use it. Now, and this right here is probably one of the hardest parts about using a blade. When you really commit, and you got to commit to it, people, there is no going back. The outcome of what happens could be your future. What you mean by that, Corner? Well, along with knowing how to hold the blade, you probably should study the human anatomy. You should know where you poking a person at. Are you poking them in their liver, their lungs? Where you poking them at? Because some blows are deadly and some are just injury. Some will just hurt you real bad. But now, you poke somebody in the wrong place, their neck, one of their major arteries under their arm, and you talking about a red bloodbath. Yeah. Now, when you see somebody leaking out rapidly, oh, you in trouble. You are in trouble because that person fitting unalive. The main reason for using a blade in a fight is to A, teach that person a lesson never to mess with you again. So if that's your intent, people, you can't be poking them with the intent to unalive them. They ain't gonna learn nothing from that lesson. They gone. So you really gotta practice. And when I say practice, I mean practice. Sometimes you gotta know your own strength. Whether you going in for the kill and you gonna push it all the way in, or you just gonna poke them a little bit, get the tip in. You know, I seen somebody with a sticker on the wall that said that, just the tip. Let me put the tip in. Some freak nasty YouTube dude. Anyway, but when you poking somebody with that blade, you want to get it at least halfway in. I don't recommend you push it all the way, because you push it all the way, you're cutting things in and out. When you push it in, you're cutting something. When you pull it out, you're cutting something. And let me tell you, people, there's an old school trick that a lot of OG prisoners used to do to make sure that you bled out. They'd poke you with that thing, and then they'd turn it. When you turn it and open up that wound, when they pull it out, it's going to be a different cross section, and it's going to just leak and leak. And God forbid they hit one of your arteries. You up out of there. Ain't nobody going to come in there and save you. Ain't nobody hitting the gate for you. You just got to hope that the COs saw the commotion. And normally they don't. Because things like this normally go down in the cell or in the bathroom. So you just got to really play your chances in prison. You got to hope that you can survive without getting poked up. And how do you do that, people? You mind your damn business. You ain't got no reason minding somebody else's business, because that's going to be the first way you're going to get poked up. As soon as somebody feels threatened or bothered by you, oh yeah, they putting in that work ASAP. Now, another thing, people. So, I'm going to tell you at the beginning of this story, and I'm not going to keep it, I'm not going to keep y'all waiting, and I'm going to keep it a buck. The very first time my homies, my people in the prison approached me when I told them I had a problem, somebody went in my locker and took something from me, and they was bigger than me, and I didn't know what to do. One of my homies said, hold on, I'll be right back. They came back, y'all, and they came back with this. Something that looked similar to this. Yeah. Something that they done got. It was a real joint with a real handle. And he said, I'm going to let you borrow this, but I need it back. Don't leave it there. I need it back. And I'm like, dude, like, what you want me to do with this? You don't got like a razor or something? What am I supposed to do with this? He's like, what you mean? What you supposed to do with this? I'm like, yeah, I ain't never used one of these before, bro. Like, I thought you wanted me to slice them or something. Like, well, what you want me to do with this? Dude snatched that knife out my hand, put it up to my neck, and said, look, you my homie, but I'm going to tell you like this. Either you going to push that blade on him, or I'm going to have to push this blade on you to teach you a lesson. Ain't nobody safe in prison. Now, what's it going to be? And I'm like, whoa, chill. All right, man. I'm not scared, man. I just didn't know what I was doing. Chill. He gave it back. He's like, damn, you really was going to push that blade on me? He said, hey, bro, I don't play about these blades, man. This is a way of life up in here. Either you going to get down with the get down, or you going to get down. I'm like, all right, man, all right. No doubt. So what am I supposed to do? Just walk up to him and start tapping him up in his neck, his chest, his back, whatever you want to do. You just get your point across. Don't even try and get your stuff back. Don't even try. Just walk right up to him and start poking him. No words. Don't say nothing. Pow, pow, pow. And then just walk off. Don't run. Just walk off. That'll let him know you ain't scared to do it again. You ain't scared to get caught. You'll go to hole about yours. Yeah. Because if you go to lock up, you're going to get the whole respect of the prison. Everybody gonna know what you did, and they gonna respect you for it. So, well, y'all, long story short, that's what I did. And I'm gonna tell you exactly what I did. I'm gonna tell you. But I don't want y'all to hold it against me, people. Like I said, it was a different time. It was a long time ago. I wouldn't do anything like that now unless somebody pushed me. You know what I mean? Unless I had a real reason to, inflict bodily harm on somebody, I would never push a blade on somebody again. But in prison, you have to survive. Hold up. Please do your boy a favor and smash that like button. If you haven't done so already, subscribe and hype this damn video, man. Y'all know the vibes. Now, there was a known thief in the pod. His name was Big Felix. Average dude. He was bigger than me, but he was average. Skinny, just when I say bigger, I mean taller. I probably was bigger than him, but he was taller and had more reach and all of that. So this guy really thought he could do what he wanted in the pod. He literally would go around and, joke with people that didn't want to be joked with. But the difference between somebody stealing and somebody robbing you is somebody that's stealing, they only gonna do it behind your back. They don't got the balls to rob you and take it from your hands or from your locker with you standing right there. Now, I've seen that happen before. I've seen people get robbed right in their locker while they in the bed faking like they sleep because they don't want no sauce. It's a terrible thing to watch. But it's prison. And if you're not going to stand up for yourself, ain't nobody going to stand up for you. So, we out at the big yard kicking it one day. I'm out there chilling. Doing a few reps, walk the track a few times, stay out there the whole hour and a half. We normally try and max out on the yard call because that's our fresh air. So you want to be out there. But while you are out there getting that fresh air, there's some grease balls that stay back in the pod. And when they stay back, they go shopping. And they go in different people's lockers. Now, a lot of times, they don't get caught unless somebody sees them and decides to snitch on them, which a lot of times won't happen because people don't want to snitch. The CO's not going to run the cameras back and help you find out who did it because, honestly, they don't care enough. That's not their problem. So, and the thief knows you're not going to go and say something like, you're not going to go tell that somebody stole your stuff. It's just not going to happen. So, the only way that you're going to get your get back is by blatantly confronting whoever it is out loud. Now, you don't know who it is, but you grab your nuts and you stand up on top of a table if you got to, and you say it real loud. Whoever touched my box need to come front and center right now. I want that fade with whoever touched my box, and mean it. Mean exactly what you say. Fade with anybody in that pod, whether they 100 pounds or 300 pounds, you got to get your fade in. If you don't get your fade, you ain't getting no type of get back. Now, your items are probably gone. Whatever they took, they done sold or consumed already. So that's out the door. But you still need to whoop their ass. And if you can't whoop their ass, you need to try. And if things need be, you got to escalate it with them blades. Now, once you know who it is, your opponent is or may be, that's up to you how you want to take, the proceedings. Most people just head right to the bathroom and get it in. Or you can head to the bathroom, tell them the intention is to go back there and get it in. And next thing you know, you pull that blicky out and go up top on them. All up in his neck, everything. Yeah. But you got a blade, a pencil, leave him leaking. Choking on his own stuff, Yeah. Give him that Joker face if you want to. But you got to teach that fool a lesson. Now, I've taught many lessons, people, which is why I'm giving y'all so many different ways you could go about it. And at the end of the day, after you do it, honestly, you really don't feel any better. You don't feel any better because you know, for one, you just committed another crime, another offense that could potentially get you more time in the very place you want to leave. But you do it anyway. And the more you do it and don't get caught, puts that battery in your back. Oh, I can keep poking these dudes. I'm on this now. You keep that blicky with you where you move in the pod. If you ain't leaving that pod, that blicky is on your side. Yeah. And once you get a reputation in the prison that people know you're going to let it fly, people start to back off of you. You don't have no more problems. You just got to reassert yourself every time, a bunch of new inmates into the pod. If they don't hear about you by word of mouth, you got to let them know before they hear about you. I ain't the one to play with. Just letting y'all know right now, I ain't the one to play with. Man, little blicky ain't nothing. I knew a joker that was in the pod with me. Spanish dude had a sword. Straight up sword. This long. Sword. And he knew how to use it too. He'd cut you up in pieces. Shred your chest up with that. From way back here. Yeah. You ain't even getting close to him. Ruthless. And in prison, you have no idea of the homemade weapons you will encounter. So, don't think that I'm a bad person for pushing that blade, people. Just remember, it's prison, and you gotta defend yourself by any means necessary. And that ain't nothing. What I told y'all ain't nothing. There's certain things I won't even speak about. But listen, just remember, on the streets or in prison, always defend yourself. Y'all take that how you want, because I don't want to be accused of giving bad advice out here on YouTube. But I'm just saying, at all times, defend yourself. Now, in my circumstance, I got my stuff back. Well, let me correct myself. I got half of my stuff back. And the only thing dude took was a brick of Black & Milds, which at the time was like $25 to buy it. It was worth more in prison. And he took my state boots. Now, y'all might be like, well, what was you wearing? Alright, so most inmates that got visits had an extra pair of state boots that they kept crispy to the side. All polished up. We'll polish them with Vaseline, have them shiny, and they looked like a pair of Timbs. And they was clean. Never went to the yard with them, nothing. Only floor they hit was the tier right to the visit hall. Now, I initialed the inside of mine. So I knew mine as soon as I see them. If I get close enough and I see them boots, with my initials, whether they be crossed out or whatever, I know exactly where I put my initials. Now, here's the funny thing. Sometimes you will find out information because other people don't want no source. My boots got sold. The dude that bought the boots, he was on another pod. He came over to our pod to tell me that he saw the initials and he knew me. He knew who I was. And he was like, yo, I just want to let you know I ain't had nothing to do with this, but I got your boots. And he told me exactly who he bought them from. Damn, I keep messing that word up. He told me he bought them from. And I'm like, oh, word? That big Tony? Nah, not Tony. Felix? Okay, bet. We gonna find out. So, and now I appreciated him giving me the information. Obviously, I had to buy my damn boots back. It's only fair, people. And you gotta be fair in prison or you stir up a lot of, nonsense. So he paid 5 packs of miles. I gave him 5 packs of miles. Got my boots back. Boom. Put them up in the pot. Now, I go to find this dude. And I told y'all, when you go with the intentions of doing something, the less talking, the better. I already knew it was him. And if it wasn't, I was doing it anyway. I walked right up to him. He had no clue. Because he didn't even know whose boots he took. Whose locker he went in. He just be surfing, y'all. I went right up to him. Didn't say nothing. Just start hitting him. Bow, bow. 2 in the side. Bow, bow, bow. 3 in the back. And just walked off like it wasn't nothing. Ain't nobody gonna snitch. Y'all tell somebody coming to see y'all. Y'all know the vibes. And that was that. I got my get back. And I ain't never have to worry about near another joker going in my locker. Because the people that saw what happened, they ain't want no sauce. And that's just how it is in prison, people. That all. Listen. That's going to be it for this story. I really hope you liked it. I hope there's a YN out there about to make a stupid choice that heard this video and changed his mind. Don't be a dummy. Don't do what I did and go to prison. Get a job. Get a future. Build something for yourself. And that's about the best advice that I could give a YN in 2026. Listen. This was the Jersey Street Corner Prison Talk Show. I am your boy, Jersey Street Corner, and I'm out.
It's JS Corner from the prison story massacres. I be telling stories about the pushers and the traffickers, trying to keep the YNs away from the bandits. Don't eat the honey bun, don't drink the coke, don't become another victim or the butt of a joke. Don't close both eyes when you sleep or get choked. When you go to the mess hall, sit with your team, cause if you sit with some punk boy, you can get seen, then you can get dealt with. Prison justice like you never felt it. I be taking y'all back to stories of the helpless. That lava I spit, get your boys' stories melted. I spit about prison justice cause I dealt it. And you a real hater if you can't respect it. All that bullshit, yeah, I'm here to check that. Any confrontation, I'ma show up. Bet that. You a real hater, I'm here to address that. When